spirits at all, huh? Oh, the spirits, well, yeah, they're trying to open communication with me all the time. You knock every night, they wake me up. You do? How can you put up with that? There's no other way. Oh, no. He says, wait a minute now. He says, it's my fault I didn't tell you this. He says, the spirits have an open avenue to you that God cannot close. As long as you have in your place the literature that you, or some of the things that you had to do with spirit worship. Do you have anything like that in your place? Oh, yeah, I got 3 books. Then I got some incense. And I got some candles. Well, he said, get rid of all this mess, and you're not going to be bothered with the spirits anymore. I'm sure of that. Well, I did exactly what he told me. Stopped completely. Okay. Now, today, I'm a blessing to somebody else. A lady wrote me from California. She said, it's very urgent that I get your phone number, because I have to talk to you. I cannot write, you know. She said, I couldn't tell you everything in writing. I need to talk to you so greatly because of the fact that I'm being spirit oppressed, demon spirit oppressed. Well, I got the letter, and immediately, she told me, yes, she gave me her phone number, and said, if you could call me, I'll call you right back. And because she has an answering machine, she's a widow, so she doesn't answer the phone. She always let the machine answer, first before she called anybody back. So I called her up, and she told me what she was up against. She said, you got to help me. Like she says, you got to help me. You know what I mean? She said, nobody else can.
It wasn't a question, it was a plea.
Yeah. She said, you got to help me, Brother Morneau. The ministers can't help me over here. And even the president of our conference think I'm crazy. Isn't that sad? Well, I said, exactly what's the problem? And she told me. I'm reading my Bible. And she said, the spirit picked up the Bible and threw it against the wall, like across the room. And when I read your book, I said, this is it. That's the same thing. She told me about being bounced up on her bed, 3 o'clock in the morning, from the ceiling down to the bed, thrown on the bed. And how things move around the house, and she hears a man's voice downstairs, down there, there's nobody. And then she said, the door's open and shut. I go back and check things, everything is locked. The windows open by themselves and shut.
So what did you tell her?
I told her, lady, I said, you're being demon spirit oppressed. What can we do about it? The ministers, my ministers won't even talk to me anymore about anything. He says, hi, sister, how have you been today? And he tries to talk to somebody else as soon as possible so that I don't have to tell him that in the past week I had some problems. Well, I said, lady, with God's blessing, you got your problem solved. And I gave her the recipe.
And what's the recipe?
I said, now you're going to have to do something very special. Okay? I'll do anything that you tell me to do that is in accordance with the will of the Lord. I said, you're going to have to acquaint yourself with the power of the blood of Christ, the redeeming power of the blood of Christ, and what he can do for you that you can do for yourself. Besides saving you for eternity, he can redeem you from this oppression. First, I said, before we go into this, tell me, have you ever had anybody in the last few years, because she said it started a few years back, about 10 years ago, and every 2 or 3 years she had this kind of an experience, but it didn't last very long. So I told her, what you have, sister, you have a taint of demon spirit defilement. Demon spirits have got direct access to you, and the Lord cannot really help you there, because you have in your home something that belongs to someone that is involved with the spirits of the dead, the supposed spirits of the dead, which are really demon spirits. As anyone that you know that could be involved with the spirit of the dead? She said, yes, the blind lady. I've been taking care of for the last 2 years, 3 days per week. She's given me a scarf, she's given me a Bible, she's given me different other things She said, do you think that that could be the thing? After she told me the experience with the old lady, the blind lady, that was it. She didn't want that Bible because the Bible is giving you trouble now. She prays to her mother, and she conversed with her mother. You see, the dead mother.
The blind lady.
The blind lady. And she said, that Bible is giving you trouble. She says, would you like a Bible? So the lady says, well, I've got one already. She says, I'm going to give it to somebody. Why don't you take it? So she had taken the Bible. When she brought the Bible home, that was the beginning of the whole thing. Now the spirits were really moving in. And then she gave her a scarf and gave her other things like that. I said, now...
So you told her to get rid of that
That's
stuff.
right. Now it's 10 o'clock at night, because she called me back because she was not home. She'd gone to visit her sister, 30 miles away, and she came back. And we're talking now at 10 o'clock at night. I said, you want some peace tonight? She says, yes. Take everything, put it in the garage. Then sit yourself down with your Bible and read Matthew the 27th chapter, the crucifixion of Christ, very attentively and prayerfully and respectfully. You're going to read those 30 verses from verse 24 through 54. And I said, then you talk to the Lord about it, and your problems are over. And sure enough, she called me back the next day. I was on a Saturday night. She called me first. Called back, no problem at all. No noise, nothing. It's gone. It has not returned. Except once. She phoned me up. She says, there's a problem. Yes? Yes, I hear the walking again. Oh, you do? Have you given away everything I told you that you had gotten from this person? Yeah. But she says, I've been thinking about this. There's a man, she says, that dated me. You know, her husband died, right? And a couple of years later, somebody introduced her to this man. And they went out for a few months together, and then she decided that he would never become an Adventist because of the fact that he believed in the spirits of the dead so much. You know, and especially of his cousin. They talk about his cousin all the time. And he had given her a lawnmower. I said, you got a lawnmower in the place? She says, yeah, get rid of the lawnmower. Take the lawnmower and put it outside of your garage. Don't have it on your property. She called me back. She said, everything's fine.
You mean to tell me now, Roger, that if someone who is a spiritist or is involved in any form of spiritualism gives something to someone that they have in their home, that gives the spirits the right?
An avenue, open avenue. Yeah. Now, a lot of people are afraid that people are going to put an X on them because if they take a piece of your hair or something that belongs to you, you put an X on you. That's baloney. The Lord takes care of all this nonsense. But when a spiritist or somebody that is involved with demon spirits in some form or other gives you anything, and you bring it to your home, the spirits have got access to your home openly at all times, and the Lord cannot help you. I'm sorry to see it.
He cannot help you until you voluntarily remove those things.
That is correct. Yeah.
But that does not mean that he doesn't hold them in check, because they would love to destroy.
Them, yeah. I've come across a lot of people that have been writing to me, and they said they've had demon spirits cast out of them by one of those deliverance ministries. And I have one lady that it's been 10 years now since she had demon spirits casted out of them, out of her. It took 13 hours, and they are praying and talking to the spirits to get the spirits out of her. She said it was like a couple of hundred spirits, you see, in her and all that. And this person's spirit has been destroyed completely. Completely destroyed. Now, there are two different, I want to bring this to your attention, there are two different types of people who exorcise demons.
You mean exorcise? That's
yeah.
Casting demons out?
Demon spirits out of people.
Okay.
You have that in the African religions. And then you have it in Christianity today, where people say, if you are fearful of this and fearful of that, you have a demon of fear in you. So what we're going to have to do, we're going to have to cast out the demon for you. And when these people listen to a sermon from one of these people, these pastors...
And there are actually preachers involved in these deliverance ministries.
Yes, definitely. That's what's so sad about it. What happens is they put on a sermon in a church talking about the fact that many of you are undoubtedly demon-possessed. You don't know it.
Is it possible to be possessed by a demon and not know it?
Well, no. Not if you're a Christian. If you are yielding your life to Christ every day, day after day after day, you don't have to worry about demon spirits getting into your life. See? Now what happened is this. The speaker talks about the fact that he has delivered people from demon spirits. There was 100 spirits that came out. It took 10 hours of praying and of wrestling with the spirits to get them out of there. Now, by the time he's done with his sermon, a lot of the people that have different problems. For instance, one preacher says, if you have this certain type of allergy, you're demon possessed. Well, this poor sister says, she believed that she was demon possessed. And she said, now, if Jesus could not keep me from being demon possessed,